Time's expired. Mr. Posey.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is a great sounding name, but there seems to be some reason to question whether the title actually reflects the mission or if in reality it's oxymoron. On December 21st, I sent you a letter and listed 19 separate questions regarding the loan level data collection project. You, and I say you, I mean your agency, I sent it to Mr. Cordroy's attention, responded 2 months later with a 3-paragraph letter that didn't answer a single doggone question in any detail at all. Same kind of gibberish that you gave the Vice Chair a little while ago when he asked you one of the 19 questions that I asked you. It's inconceivable to me, unless you're from the most dysfunctional agency in the entire world, that you would come here before this committee today unprepared to answer the very simple questions that you've been asked. It's inconceivable to me that your agency could not answer the 19 questions that I asked you 6 months ago. And yet you call yourself the most transparent agency. Your hallmark is supposed to be transparency. I mean, I know more about your agency from Bloomberg than I do from any communications you or anybody from your agency have had with my office or with me. If transparency is the core of your agenda, why is it your agency has a flyer instructing employees to keep calendar entries brief and general and avoid annotating entries with agenda detailed discussions? How can you claim to be transparent when you can't provide a single email in response to the Freedom of Information request from Judicial Watch? It's been alluded to that the financial crisis was caused because we didn't have a CFPB. When I think most people with a brain know we already have enough agencies, we've got enough rules, we've got enough bureaus, we've got enough employees, we just don't have enough of them doing their jobs. And that's why we had a financial crisis. I don't think that if we had a dozen CFPBs before and they didn't perform any better than any of the other agencies, it would have changed anything. And I haven't heard any way yet you would stop anything your agency is authorized to do would stop the same thing from happening again. You know, why you're going to have all the financial records of 80% of Americans. Then the next obvious question is, well, why not 100%? Who are you exempting? Why would you exempt them? Going to be like the people who wrote Obamacare, they're going to exempt themselves? I mean, these are natural questions my constituents have, and I don't blame them for being suspicious. Americans like their privacy. They enjoy the Fourth Amendment, and they don't like it violated. And the more I hear from you, the more I hear like that you're intentionally violating their Fourth Amendment. You're violating their privacy. People haven't asked you to, you go to most businesses in America and say, hey, I'm from the government, how can I help you? That's the most feared words they want to hear. You want to help them? Stay the heck away from them. I think we definitely need to have an opt-in to this thing. I just think that the fact that you were so ill-prepared to answer any questions here today speaks volumes about what is already wrong with that agency. We had when Cordroy was here the first time he appeared before us, we asked a bunch of questions he couldn't answer. He said, I'll come back and answer them. He sent a secretary somebody who had the same answer to all the questions he did. I don't know. I think Mr. Capano asked her how much she made not to know anything, and several other members asked her, and she refuses to tell her salary. That's how transparent they are. I heard Mr. Lynch from Massachusetts talk about all this detailed mortgage information that he has about his district. I've asked for that information, and I've never got 1 ounce of that information before. So I'm very suspicious, and I'd just like for you to tell me why you can't answer any questions that we've asked here that have already been asked of your agency, and you should have been well prepared to answer today.
So, Congressman, I appreciate your comments very much, and to the extent
I'll bet you do.
our response was not satisfactory to you, I'm happy to try to follow up and provide you more information as well. I believe, have tried to answer that the vast majority of cases for us, we do not collect personal identifying information. To the
That-
extent we
listen,
have, it's resulted.
Reclaim my time. That's the same baloney that you gave Mr. Duffy, and that's basically the only answer he gave me. I asked you 19 specific questions. We all know you claim not to have detailed personal information, just like the NSA and just like the IRS don't abuse that power. We're not even going there yet. We ask you very simple, easy to answer questions that you should be able to honestly respond to.
Gentleman's time has expired. Mr. Pierce.
Thank you, Madam